Hi, this is Business with Dave. In this video, I'll be helping you craft out a super simple street food menu that you could adapt for your street food business, and it will be on a type of cuisine. Super easy, super simple. I'm just gonna guide you along the way, and hopefully you could take some of these ideas and apply it to your street food idea, or if you have an existing business already, that you could hopefully focus in and hone in all of this useful tips I'm gonna be explaining to you. So before I get into this video, I would like to thank everyone who has subscribed to the channel. You guys are all awesome. And if you haven't subscribed already, do subscribe to the channel if you found this video useful. So yeah, let's jump straight into this video. So firstly, I want to explain that we are just going to be doing a super simple street food menu. So this is literally one item, particularly one dish as well, that you're just going to sort of craft up a menu, and it'll be super simple and it doesn't have to be too complicated, because yes, you could expand your menu, but let's start in the beginning. Make yourself well known for a particular dish, and then you can expand outwards. So in the beginning, we're just going to focus on one dish. So before we jump into that particular dish, I want you to write down the cuisine that you would like to specialize in, the cuisine that you are passionate about. Maybe it's the food that you grew up eating. Maybe it's a fusion creative concept that not many people have done before that you could introduce yourself. So on a piece of pen and paper, do write down the type of cuisine that you would like to do. So secondly, I want you to write 3 well-known dishes or drinks associated with that cuisine. For me, if I said Thai food, I will put down Thai curries, pad Thai, and Thai iced tea. 3 well-known things. Literally, if it's like Mexican food, it would be tacos, burritos, and nachos potentially as well. These are just well-known foods that people would be more familiar with, that is not alien to them, that people would know from a mile away what you're doing. This makes it simple that customers will know what it is, they'll give you a try if they want that particular food, and it's not gonna scare them away. So do put down 3 main sort of well-known dishes from that cuisine down on that list. So the third thing I want you to do is sort of have a bracket downwards from that particular dish into different meat options or vegan options that you could be doing. So if it's one main dish that you're focusing on, so for my example, pad Thai, I could have the chicken pad Thai, the prawn pad Thai, and I could have like a vegan vegetarian pad Thai. This means that you have 3 different choices for customers to choose from, but you are specializing in that particular dish. So do write down 3 different options underneath your 3 sort of chosen dishes, and see how that compares with each other. See which one will hopefully grab the imagination of the customers, and hopefully they would give you a try. But having 3 different things as your options, it means sort of you cover all bases. Chicken's always safe. You could try with pork or beef as sort of more exciting variations, and a vegan option, vegetarian option for those who, again, who are vegan or are gluten-free as well. So these 3 options cover that basis whilst you focus on your main dish as well. And again, we are taking it very simple. It's not too complicated. If you focus on one main dish, you could bulk buy your ingredients and then just have your different proteins as the variation. You'll be using the same ingredients, and some of the benefits is that you're cutting your costs lower, and that you could buy in bulk and you could benefit from economies of scale. And ultimately you waste less as a result as well. So literally, it doesn't have to be your proteins that are different. You could literally be doing different carbs as well. So if it's like the Thai curries, you could have it in like a wrap, or you could have it over rice, or you could have it over noodles, or maybe a noodle soup. So you could have different carb variations as well, so it doesn't have to be just protein, or you could have a combination of both. But for this example and for this sort of guide, I want you just to pick either the meat options or have the carb option. And again, the benefit for having different carb options is that if you have something in a wrap, it's easier for people to go eat. But if it's in a box form over rice or noodles, then maybe rice is more filling, noodles are lighter, or maybe there's roasted potatoes that people just love potatoes and they rather have potatoes over rice. Different options, different customizability is always good in terms of giving customers choice, and for you to potentially have like bulk making a ton of potatoes, bulk making a ton of rice, and just have wraps as well. Give customers options, and everything is flexible because you allow it to be flexible for your menu, which will hopefully give you more of a USP for customers to pick you over their competitors, so do consider that. And the next thing I want you to do is to focus on the particular type of dish and the recipes associated with it as well. Can you make it so delicious, the best it can possibly be, and customers will be like, whoa, this place has the best pad thai, I'm gonna go to this place, I highly recommend this place? Or is it gonna just be sort of the same generic thing that everyone else will do? What will be your USP? Is it the recipes? Is it the ingredients? Are you gonna have a different take on that particular dish? Do consider all of these things to make your business stand out, but do consider, yes, the recipes are gonna have to be super on point. You wanna focus on quality over quantity, and you wanna make sure that if people are gonna be talking about you, they're gonna be talking about your amazing food. It could be the presentation, it could be the taste. All of that will contribute to your ultimate sort of image of your street food business, so do put a lot of consideration into that. So after you've done all of those things, you should have a rough idea on number one, the cuisine that you want to do, number two, the dishes that you could potentially do, and number three, hopefully the recipes that you do decide to go forward on is super cost effective. You can make your margins, you know the price you are able to sell at will make you a decent profit as well, because when you focus on the numbers, you want to make sure all the ingredients, the rent and stuff, if you sell one portion, that hopefully you can make about maybe £5-6 from it. Those are some of the things that you need to decide before picking your type of dish, so do consider that. But once you've done all of that, you just look at the type of dish that you do want to focus on and just pick the one that will be most, I guess maybe the most easiest for you to do, but will also gain you the most profit as well. Because if it's too hard to do and you're not making much money from it, then it's not really worth doing. But if you could focus on good quality ingredients and good quality service, and you've got a food there that people will buy and spend money on, then you are onto a winner. And that because you're focusing on one particular dish, you're not gonna diversify into so many different things that won't be as attractive as your main offering, and you will be well known for it. So do consider the being well known factor, building reputation for yourself. That will be the most key sort of USP for a new business in particular. So do write down the potential USPs for your business, and why would customers buy from you? Literally answer that question for yourself and be honest about it, because if they see you and already established competitor doing something similar, why would someone choose you and not them? Or why would they choose them and not you? So do consider that. So once you've narrowed it down, and literally you should narrow it down to one particular type of dish, and then you have your couple of proteins or maybe a couple of carb options, that is your street food menu. There, it's super easy, it's sorted. You've literally done this in under maybe 10 minutes, and this is where you do your research further on. You do how practical it is, the equipment that you'll be using, where am I going to be setting up, how's my food going to look in terms of packaging wise, all of these other stuff that you can now consider, because you have your sort of core offering that you've just writ up now, and this is where you take it from here. You don't want this to just be a brainstorming session. You want to take this forward, have a plan of action, how you can get your stuff sorted and move on and progress as we progress as well. So if you're thinking about expanding your menu further, you could always add like a dessert or a drinks to your existing menu. Make sure it complements your sort of main dish going on, and then customers maybe you could create a meal deal from them. So just maybe add a couple more pounds to your meal deal. You could get a couple more sides or maybe a drink as well. With this, customers increase their spending with you, and it doesn't actually end up too much for you in order to make, and it sort of allows customers to experience more of your food, but in like a good deal and good value sort of way. So do make it attractive for customers, make it incentivized, and if they get it, they're like treating themselves and it makes them feel good, and then hopefully it brings more cash for your business. So firstly, you don't want to have too many things on your menu. Keep it short, keep it sweet. You will benefit from that overall, and customers don't have to be frazzled into looking at your long list of menu items and having to wonder what the hell they are. Keep it short, keep it simple, keep it to the 3 options that you can choose from your main dish, and that will be sufficient enough. So secondly, do try to avoid short-lived trends, because honestly, they will come and go like the seasons. So yes, this month will be super popular, but it won't be there sustainably. So do try focus on maybe something classical or really traditional that you can focus your main dish on, and maybe add some specials to it if it is like a trend that you want to sort of make most of. But don't focus all of that on a business, because once the trend dies, then your business also dies, because no one will come buy from you. So do consider those options and don't rely on trends as much, is probably my advice to you. And the third thing to avoid is to carbon copy another existing business, because honestly, you can see so many businesses out there that look exactly the same as other businesses. If you want to do that, then you can, because as long as it's in a different location, you could be selling that same particular type of food and you will still be popular in that sense. But if you can make yourself a little bit unique, a little bit different, then at least it'll be harder for people to copy, and maybe it will give you a slight edge and a USP for your business to sustain itself. If you carbon copy another business and it doesn't do as well as the existing business, then no one's really gonna come buy from you again. They'll just go to that business, or they'll just go to the other food stores. So do try to make your food different, maybe different ingredients, you have a good USP sorted out for your business, but do avoid carbon copies, because they won't be sustainable and no one really likes a copycat. So thanks for this video, guys. Hopefully you found this video useful and that you've got your street food concept all nailed down, and you can go do your further research into it and create that plan of action. If you did like this video, do consider subscribing to the channel and liking this video. I've got my email as well around here, that if you do have questions, do email me and hopefully I could help you in that sense. But overall, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome, because all those numbers count and I love seeing those numbers go up, and it just means that I'm doing something right. People are finding value in what I'm doing, and hopefully it helps you along the way. I've been Business with Dave. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.